Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, delivering live free picks for today's betting card. First thing you guys want to do is make sure you like, subscribe, and set notifications so you're alerted when we're here live on the show getting these live free picks. And do us a favor. First thing to do is give us that like, that thumbs up, help us build up that audience. We'd really greatly appreciate that. So what we'll do here is meet the cappers and get right to the picks because we'll have picks today from the NBA, college hoops, the Major League Baseball, NHL, and then our Parlay Purple segment. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
I don't know, Tony. One of those days where the free plays were great. Gave up the at the start of the show, at the end of the show there. I said take the Heat on the money line, take the Seattle Kraken over the Canucks. No Canuck dancing. So the free plays were good. The premium plays, not so much. I had the my top play in the NBA as the Clippers, and they won by 16 instead of they had a nice 20-point lead late and decided to. I don't know. They just dribbled it out at the end, and then it was like the shot clock violation was under a minute. They didn't even attempt anything. It was just one of those. Yeah, to me, it looked like the dirty tricks committee in the NBA as usual. One of those to me, but it is what it is. A loss is a loss. See, so I'm put the toque on. Maybe we're going to heat up a little bit. Yeah. Just hit a cold patch. It's one of those things that happens in this business. I hit a little cold patch. Free play's been great. So hopefully you've been cashing on those because the premium has been a little bit tough. Those will turn around.
Let's get that bounce back from Rod here. Let's go to Chris. Chris, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Same on my end here. Kind of a rough day on the premium side on baseball, but Freeze, we're doing really well. Pirates got the win there with my guy Skeens, and then we cashed with Mike Trout's first home run of the season off of Sonny Gray. I gave that out in my video. The home run prop videos have at least been cashing at least one of those, so definitely make sure you guys are checking those out a day. So yeah, small card on both sides, but I think we got some winners today.
Very good. That's right. And let's say hello to El Ninos. El, what's going on?
Yeah, same story for me. It was a slow day on the premium side. Just one play there. Couldn't quite get there on everything else, and unfortunately that play lost by one. So looking to bounce back. Again, yeah, I did say my favorite free play was the Padres -1. Unfortunately, I was not brave enough to go -1.5 on the premium side, but hey, that one definitely came through. So hopefully people did tail that one. But anyway, we'll try to do better today.
Well, looking at the Eastern Conference race, it's just like Rod said, Cleveland win, Boston lost. But didn't clinch it. I guess Boston must have the tiebreaker. But Cleveland's magic number is 1 to win the Eastern Conference. They're up by 5 with 5 games left to go. So magic number 1 there for the Cavs is did exactly what Rod said. Cavs win, Boston lost. That was a pretty good one there. There we go. All right, let's get to the NBA here for tonight's action. We started off here with Magic and Wizards. This is your deep gen game here. Now, one actually in the match, Magic's not something to play for because they're playing for seeding. We got the Magic here now up to 14, total 216 in this one. Trailblazers and Raptors. Well, some of these bad teams, some of these Western teams are bringing the Trailblazers back to life in the standings here. We got Portland here, favored 4.5. Total sits here 224.5. Bucks and Sixers. There's some seeding here for the Bucks. We got the Bucks 12 now, total 226.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at these ones here in this one. Bucks by 12? I don't know. I don't know if I trust the Bucks by 12. I know the 76ers G League squad's going, and they haven't covered anything in 5 games, but 12 is a lot for this Bucks squad to be covered. Definitely missing a few of their top key guys as well. So I would lean to the 76ers in that one. Another one I like, I think you got to go with the Orlando Magic here. Washington, hey, they're one of those, they either lose by double digits or they're winning outright. Well, they won outright yesterday. So on the back-to-back spot here, they don't fare so well in back-to-back spots. I think the list is a mile long of the games they lose by double digits in the second half of back-to-back. And, hey, the Magic are playing some pretty good ball. So I'll lay the 14 with the Magic in that one. And then as Tony alluded to, Portland, I don't know. They're 1-4 and 1-4 ATS in their last 5. And the Raptors are the totally opposite. And then Portland's flipped. And as I talk about it just goes up to 4 now for Portland. That 3.5 is about to disappear. So it's like, and the Raptors are star too. They burnt me a couple times because it's like they either get ready to go and play and they play a good game, or they just completely don't even, they mail it in and barely score 80. So I'm looking at this one and I'm going, you know what? I think this is a mail-in game. I think they barely score 80. I'll lay with Portland here. You might want to hurry up on that number because it's continuing to rise, and I don't think it's going to come back. I think it's going to continue to rise.
Portland is 3 games back of Sacramento for the 10 seed with 6 games left remaining there. So this is probably a must win here, or it's Cancun time there for Portland. And we said this before about the team, but these Mavericks, Kings, and Suns just keep losing, giving a little bit of hope there to Portland in the standings. On over to Chris.
Yeah, looking at that, excuse me, the Bucks Sixers game, I'm going to take the over 226 there. I don't think there's any defense played there. I think they get up and down. I usually don't like to take the Magic for one or double digits with the Magic, but I think they've got an edge here. They're trying to get, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're trying to go for that home court in the tournament there.
Yeah, they're tied with Atlanta right now in the loss column for home court in that 7 versus 8 game right now, and Orlando has 5 games remaining.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, their motivation there. They're trying to get that home court there. I think Washington's already packed it up, whatever. So lean to that. Definitely was not a premium in that one. And then, Blazers, Raptors. I've got a premium on the side on that. You guys go pick that up. I'm super happy about it. But yeah, I'd go under. I don't know. I don't think we see. There's a lot of people on that injury report from what I saw that are out. So a lot of your scores are out. So I might take the under in the Raptors, Trailblazers.
There from Chris. We move on over to actually, let me get to the injuries here right away. Forgot to do that. Milwaukee, Philly here. We got Lillard, Portis, Sims out. Green questionable. Giannis probable on the Philly side. No Drummond, no Lowry, no Maxey, no Oubre. Yabusele questionable. Orlando and Washington. Orlando coming in here with a clean injury report. On the Washington side, no Bay, no Brogdon, no Coulibaly, no George, no Middleton, no Smart. Jones and Holmes are both probable. And in that, we got in that Portland game, right? We got to look at the Portland game. We got Aiden, Sissoko, Henderson, Williams out. Grant doubtful. Simons questionable there. On the Toronto side, we Dick, Ingram, Poto quickly out. Roden and Barnes are questionable. We go on over to Al.
Yeah, obviously, still don't like laying double digits no matter what the situation or the matchup is. But I think these guys get off to a good start. So I'll go Magic -4 in the first quarter, Bucks -3.5 in the first quarter. I want to take the Blazers, as Rod was saying. I mean, the Raptors eliminated. The Blazers still got a little bit of hope. So they will be the more motivated team here. My first gut instinct was Raptors money line, but then when you take a closer look at the situation, the Blazers do have more to play for. Now that number is definitely starting to get ridiculous. It's getting close to -5 now. I might start wanting to lean towards the first quarter for the Blazers there too. But if I had to pick full game, I'd go Blazers.
There from El Ninos here, looking at that Western Conference. Yeah, the Mavericks. It's really the 10th seed. Mavericks, I think, are just going to pretty much get into that 9 the way they look right now. They're all healthy. So the 10th seed is Sacramento, and Phoenix 1 game back. Portland 3 games back. Spurs 4 games back. So that's how I think it's a race for the 10. To be honest with you, I think Dallas is going to start to pick it up a little bit now that they're healthy. But anyway, that's how that West looks there. How I look at this one, the one I like here is I like Milwaukee and Philly over the total. Sixers have gone over in 12-16. You're not going to see much defense from the 76ers team. Milwaukee has the better offense. It's just the Knicks are just an offensive fucking. They didn't have their best guy there. That's why that game went under. But the Bucks here on the road have averaged 115 points per 100 possessions, and they're in some fantastic shooting form over the past 5, hitting 50%. But they're not defending. So I think there's an opportunity where these G Leaguers, if you don't play defense, these G Leaguers can score. We saw that yesterday with Sacramento and Washington. Didn't really surprise me that much because when we talked this all season, the G Leaguers have offensive skill set. But if you don't bring in a defensive intensity to the game, they're going to score and they're going to beat. They can beat you. Very capable of beating you. So you got to bring your A game defensively to stop these G Leaguers. But if you're not, because that's why they're in the G League, because they have offensive skill. They lack defense or size or or ball security. These are the reasons why these guys can't get into the big leagues. But they everybody in the G League has offensive skill set. They all do. But again, they're lacking that other thing. But anyway, I like the over there in that game. I would that Magic game is a little high for me. Their offense is what scares me, right? Because you could count on Franz, you can count on Banchero, but who else can you count on? That's why I stay away from that one. And
you can count on the song. Yo, whoa, 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 Orlando Magic.
We go through these seeding, and I don't know if these players really take it to heart. I keep wondering, because right now, as I said, that seven's important for the home court, because you get the win and you get the rest, right? You get 4 to 5 days rest with that win. So that's why that home court and that 7 is so important. But I don't know what Orlando's mindset is. That's the problem. I don't know if the players respond to that, to seeding. I know in the NFL they don't really. It's what I've heard. But anyway, I'll stay away from that one. That Portland, I don't trust Portland, to be honest with you. Now we're getting the no trust zone, and now when you want more than over a possession of Portland, especially because their guys are hurt, right? Their guys are hurt. That's the problem here. I would at this point, this line move, I would leave Toronto because you got Aiden Henderson scoots out. You got Jeremy Grant doubtful. Simons is a scorer. Listen, I got to tell you, this Advija, this guy's stepped his game up. He was with the Wizards. This guy's been pretty good. Kamara is showing some sharpness. Shaden Sharp is the guy I liked last year, but he was hurt all year last year, but he's starting to show me something. Klingon is a guy that's trying to do his best he can without Ayton in the lineup, but I don't know, man. I can play for it. I want to stay away from that one. But anyway, if I can get at least less than one possession, I'm not going to get it anymore unless there's a big steam the other way. I'm off that game. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show as we close out here the NBA with these final games. Seeding at stake here in these games: Grizzlies and Heat. The Grizzlies 4.5 on the road now, total 224. Timberwolves and Nets. The T-Wolves 13 on the road, total 15.5 against these feisty Nets. These Nets showed some life last game out against Dallas. Warriors and Lakers, the big one tonight on TNT. This has a lot of seeding situation here because this West is bunched up from seeds 2 to 8. We got the Lakers 1.5, total 229. Let's take a look at the injuries here in this late slate. Memphis and Miami, Poole and Williams are out. Looks like Ja, Edey, Jackson, Bane, Durant. Looks like the A guys for Memphis in. On the Miami side, coming off that upset win yesterday, Wiggins, Jovic, doubtful. Robinson, Love, questionable there for Miami. And just to give you an idea here, Miami right now is 1 game up on Chicago for that home court in the 9-10. But more importantly, they're only 1 game in the loss column behind Orlando and Atlanta for that 7 seed. So a lot at stake here for Miami to get out of that 9-10 and has a possibility of hosting the 7-8 game. So there's a lot at stake here for Miami there. Minnesota and Brooklyn. Shannon out for Minnesota on the Brooklyn side. No Johnson, no Sharp, no Williams. Wilson and Russell are both probable there. And for Minnesota right now is the last team in. They're in the 6th seed, but they're tied in the loss column with the Clippers and Grizzlies. So there's no room for error here for Minnesota. So a big game there for them as well. They're Warriors and Lakers. No Peyton. Kuminga is questionable. Kleber is out. James is probable. The Warriors right now hold the 5th seed, but they're only 1 game up on both the Clippers and Memphis, who are in the 7-8. So, again, this is really tight right there. Lakers right now have 29 losses in the 3 seed, but only 3 games up on the Clippers for that 8 seed, 7 and 8 seed. So, a lot going on here in this West. As I told you, between the 3 and the 8 seed, only 3 games in the loss column separate those teams. So it's really bunched up. We start with Rod.
Yeah, so if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Give me right back with the Heat again today. You can take the 4.5 if you'd like. I'll take the money line again with the Heat. Playing good ball. Look at them just rolling along. And as you said, hey, they're chasing down a playoff spot and enjoying it. So, yeah, let's go right back to the Heat again here tonight. You look what the Heat do on the second half of back-to-back. Well, guess what? On the road, or in their home games this year on the second half of back-to-back, you look 3-2 straight up, 3-2 against that number. And even everybody's like, well, it's a 3rd game at 4-night spot. Well, at home, 3rd game, 4th-night spot, 6-3 straight up at home, 6-3 against that number. So not too worried about the rest disadvantage there in the second half of a back-to-back spot for the Heat. We'll take the Heat again because they're bringing the Heat. Give me Miami in that one, and then give me the over in the Lakers and Warriors. No defense can be played in that one. That could come right down to the wire. We could see some overtime in that game as well. I like the over in the Warriors and Lakers. We've seen the Lakers when they got brought Doncic over. It was like, hey, look, they're going to play some solid defense. That's fell by the wayside. 9-3 in their last 12 to the over. And the Warriors, hey, after they start playing road games in the beginning, they play some defense. And then you look, I believe this is their 6th game on the road trip. And then their totals just keep going up and up and up and up and up. So they just, the whole idea of defense goes right out the window for the Warriors, as you can see on this road trip. This is game number 6, and the totals just keep going higher and higher and higher. So give me the over, Lakers, Warriors.
Yeah, from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Miami there. Take the points, take them on the money line, whatever you want to do, however you want to play that. Fade my Grizzlies, especially with what they did against Boston. Now Boston, I don't know, I couldn't get a real good on read on that game as to why they just blew them out. But I mean, Miami killed them. I think they come in here and take care of business with my Grizzlies. So take them points, money line, wherever you want to play. I did the video on Minnesota Brooklyn. It's over on the YouTube channel. You guys can get a deeper dive into that. But I'm telling you to take the T-Wolves, lay the big number. I think Brooklyn's packed it in. I think Timberwolves know what's on the line here. They seem to play for something like that when it happens. They seem to get up for those type of things, knowing that it's really tight right now. They can't have any errors. So take that. And then, yeah, I agree with Golden State, Los Angeles over. In their past 3 this year, they've gone over in all 3 of those. So I think we see the same thing here in this one.
There from Chris on over to El Nino's.
I'm going to look at one game here. Look at that Timberwolves-Nets game and get another huge line. But if they're going to cover this number, I think they start off early. I don't think it's just going to be a last quarter blowout or anything like that. I think they get out to a strong start and keep adding the pressure as the game goes on. So I'll take the Timberwolves -4 in the first quarter.
Yeah, here we go from El Nino's. Let me tell you what I think here about these games. I did the video yesterday, early evening yesterday on that Memphis-Miami game. I like the under. I don't like it anymore because it's moved 5 points. It was 220.5. I like the under there. Now it's 223.5. I agree with the line move, but stay away from that one. I am not going to play an under now at that number. And I kind of agree with you here with Minnesota here to get the smash here against Brooklyn. Although Brooklyn again showed they've been flat dead, and then they showed up against Dallas. So although I think this Minnesota team is better put together here for this one, I'm going to take the Lakers at home, man. They have dominated the division, 13-2 the spread against the Pacific. Look at the Warriors, 3-10 to the spread against the Pacific. These teams know each other. They're professionals. Lakers have their number. They've covered 13-15 against the division this year. I'll look at them in this spot. The Lakers here. When you look at the Warriors over their past 5, it's defense. They're giving up 50% shooting, 43% from 3. The difference with this Warriors team is they do get some scoring off their bench, but their depth, they don't play the same type of defense they did in the past from the reserves. So I like that under here. I'm sorry, no, I like the Lakers in this spot. I've been burned too much betting going against the Lakers at home. It's just that's been working for me there. All right, let's continue here on the Tony S'more Show as we turn our attention over to college basketball for tonight. We do have games here, 3 games on the board here. Of course, we do have the NIT finals as we got that Chattanooga team. I know that team's near and dear to Chris. They made it as far as the final there. But tickets are easily available. It looks like in the NIT. it's not a lot of fans either. Irvine's not going to draw anybody either. It looks like only family and friends there in the audience. But anyway, Chattanooga, Irvine. This one's moved up. Pinnacle 4 and some spots, 3.5. There's still 3.5s out there. Cal Irvine, the favorite, 3.5, total 147. And then we move back to the Crown Series in Vegas. The Crown Series quarterfinals will feature Central Florida and Cincinnati. We got Cincinnati here, favorite 6.5, total 154.5. Villanova SC. We got this one here, Villanova laying 6, 5.5. Total sits here 151.5, 152.5. Hey, we've seen movement, but not the 9 points we saw earlier. This one's only moved 2.5 to the total, but still total 152.5 here in college hoops. We start this one with Rod.
Yeah, and like we seen yesterday, last night's game, Nebraska and Georgetown, I never even got a sniff to the over. Well, I guess a little, but maybe because of the second half. But that first half was pretty low scoring. We seen 58 points in that one. So Villanova and USC, that kind of makes me go, I don't want to. I was thinking maybe take an over track meet type game, but I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe it might be a little more tight and competitive there. Kind of lean to an under 150. I think all of these. I think you know what? If you take under in all three of these today, I bet you come out ahead. That's what I'm gonna do. A lot of these overs have went way too far now for my liking. I'm gonna take all three of these games under the total, and we'll see how that fares for me tomorrow.
Yeah,
I really am. I think we see some
books have
defense.
adjusted.
At least two of these going way out. Yeah, books have adjusted. These lines have shut up. People have bet these up too as well. Give me all three under here in these ones today.
There from Rod on over to Chris.
The UCF Cincinnati game. I'll take the points for the UCF there in that one. Nova USC. I don't know. I was leaning the same. I was leaning at first to the over as well. Basically, just because what USC does against conference, 16-5 to the over. Villanova is kind of 50-50. They're 11-11 to the over against conference. So yeah, I might just leave that one alone with the 151. But I think the play there is UCF with the points, and then the Chattanooga, UC Irvine. I've got a premium on that one. If you've been playing at home, you probably already know where I'm at, but go ahead and pick that one up over at the site. But I think, and that one we've been taking overs with Chattanooga because they don't play much defense, but it's just getting that UC Irvine team to score. So I might lean under in that one actually this time and kind of go against my trend of taking over for Chattanooga.
There we go from Chris on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Cincinnati here. I think they got the better defense, and I think that helps them cover the spread. Also like Chattanooga, whether you like them on the money line or the points. I think both are good plays. I still think I'm leaning towards the money line there for the better value though. And this last one should be a little tougher, but I was leaning Villanova, but as you said, this number is starting to creep up, so I might just stay away from that one.
There from El Ninos. Tell you what I think about these games. I like UCF here plus the points. Cincinnati has some flaws hitting threes. They don't make their free throws, and I'll look for Cincinnati UCF here. Also, I didn't like the fact that Bearcats allowed 52% shooting to DePaul in the opener. I'll take UCF in that one. I like the Mocs, man. The Mocs 11-2 the spread as a dog. UC Irvine a losing spread record as a favorite, and 2-4 the spread on neutral courts. Chattanooga is the 10th best shooting team in the nation, guys. Not just the conference, the nation. Okay. 37% from three, 58% in the paint, 77% the line. But we know UC Irvine is offensively, they don't play at that level that Chattanooga Mocs have been playing to. Give me the Mocs here. Their past 5 games, they hit 49%. If there's one game that goes over out of these three, it's this one. As USC does not play a lick of defense, man. It could be an NIT, it could be the NCAA championship. This team plays absolutely no defense. We got big shooting performances from both teams in the Crown opener. USC is 34th in the nation in shooting the basketball. They make their threes. They shoot 55% inside. They're as far as defense goes, they're 241st in the nation in effective field goal defense. They can't defend the paint. They're just a one-way team, run and gun, and defense is optional. So I think Villanova could put 100 on these guys. That's how bad USC's defense has been this season. And I'll look at that over there in USC and Villanova. Books can't just enough on this game in my book. All right. Let's continue here on the Tony S'more Show as we turn our attention over to Major League Baseball. 5-game card. It's your Thursday. It's what's going to happen on Thursday. You're going to have the light cards as teams travel, get rest. It's usually a rest day for teams. Usually the Wednesday for some of them are travel days. But anyway, let's get to the games here. We'll do it in one block. Rockies and Phillies. Phillies going to lay a bundle here, about $2, total 9.5. Red Sox and O's. The O's now $1.17, total 9.5. Astros and Twins. The Twins here, $1.17, total of 7. Diamondbacks, Yankees. Good call there from Rod on the D-backs there. Gallon with a bouncer.
Yankees. Hard on Gallon. Maybe he's going to be opposite this year. He's going to be good on the road and bad at home, just to mess people up.
That might be the case. that as long as if that roof open, the ball soars out of Arizona. So just a reminder, in the spring, the winds usually open there in Arizona. We've seen a lot of scoring, but this one's on the road in New York. They were just saying that for reference. New York, the home team. Yankees favorite $1.10, total 10. We got Reds and Brewers. Brewers $1.15, total 8. We started off with Rod.
Yeah, looking at these ones here in this spot. I don't know. Can Sensatella pull a Houdini like he did last time? I don't know if he can do that again. I think you're going to give up some runs. You see his line report in his first start of the year. He went 4.1 innings. He got 13 outs, but he gave up 9 hits, 2 walks, and no earned runs. It's just when you see a line like that, he gave up 9 hits and 2 walks, and he only went 4 innings and gave up no runs. Okay, good job. Definitely pulled a Houdini there. I don't think that happens here. Give me the over between Colorado and Philly. I think we see plenty of runs from both sides in this one, and that's why the books have this at 9.5. So give me the over in that one, and then another one I'm looking at here is the Brewers got a couple wins, feeling good about themselves. Reds out on the road, first game out on the road trip, not looking good at times. Bullpen was awful. These two teams aren't the greatest. Give me the Reds here. I like Lodolo in that one. You look at who's on the mound for the Brewers. It's good old Nestor Cortez in that one. When he was on the mound, how many did he give up? This is definitely your true test of the torpedo bat to see, was it the torpedo bat or was Nestor Cortez really that ass? I'm going to say Nestor Cortez was really that ass. Give me Lodolo and the Reds in that one. I'm going to take them on the run line. I think they win by 2+.
Yep. On over to Chris.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the over in the Rockies Phillies. I think Walker and I can't even say, I don't know how
Zenzatella.
I don't want to mess it up, but I think they both get rocked. So take the over there. I might take the Phillies on the run line. I gave out the Orioles in the video on YouTube. Might want to check that out for the deeper dive. Take them on the money line. I like the first 5 for the Astros in this one with Hunter Brown against Joe Ryan. Once that bullpen comes into play, it's going to get out of control there. And I'm going to take the first 5 with the Reds. I think they can get to Nestor Cortez early. Now, Ellie does use a torpedo bat, so we'll have to see if everybody else that doesn't might. But, we'll take the Reds first 5.
There we go. From Chris on over to El Nidos.
Yeah, I actually like quite a few games to go over today. I mean, there's some pretty big totals, so it's kind of tough getting there maybe, but definitely wouldn't take many unders today. Wind blowing out everywhere. Definitely don't have many aces going at it, unless you count the ace as the never mind. Let's get down. So I like a lot of overs. Definitely that over in the Rockies Phillies game. I also think that's my favorite of the bunch, but I would lean towards the over in all these games. Sorry.
Yeah, all 4 of the 5 say wind blowing out. You're right, El Nidos. Look at that weather report. Yeah, it was like some windy days here in Major League Baseball. A couple I like the Orioles here as well. The Boston said just $1.88 in their 3-day games this season, and against these poor scoring teams. Baltimore 14-4 at home, facing teams that average 4.4 runs per game. I like the Orioles there in that spot. Also there, I'll take Arizona in this one. Arizona's hitting 298. Yankees hit just 243 against right-handed starters. Both bullpens have had their struggles, but you look at Kelly in his night games. Team record behind him last 3 seasons: 11-5, returning 7.5 units. Team record behind Carrasco against winning teams the past 3 seasons: 3-12, losing 9 units. I am just surprised that the New York Yankees would have a guy like Carrasco on their roster.
Right.
I mean, if old man Steinbrenner was still around, I don't know how your general manager could make a case. Let's sign Carrasco. Let's put him in our rotation. I really don't understand these how a general manager can get away with this. It really it's absolutely mind-boggling. I like the Reds based on their bullpen and the starter being in better form. And against these bad bullpens, the Reds on the road 6-0, facing these bad bullpens with a whip of 1.55 or higher, returning 6.5 units. I like the Reds in that spot. All right, let's continue on the Tony 6 Morning Show as we switch on over to the ice tonight. Hockey's winding down. There's a lot of jockeying here for seeding, wild card situations. In this first block, we'll cover the 7:07s and we will cover the 7:37. So all the games in the 7 Eastern period time here in the first block. Lightning and Senators. We got the Lightning $1.30, total 6. Bruins, Canadians. We've got the Canadians $1.93, total 5.5. Avs and the Blue Jackets here. The Avs $1.35, total 6.5. So we got the 7:07, 7:37 over to Rod.
Yeah, and I like Montreal here in this spot. I just don't like the price. And chasing the puck line with Montreal is a scary proposition. You may look and if you blindly look and go, hey, look, against the spread, they're doing pretty good, right? 43-31. But you got to remember that I'm going to say at least 3/4 of those, they're the dog in getting the +1.5. Montreal is a favorite of -200. I'm going to tell you that's probably the first time that Montreal's been a favorite of -200 all season long. But they are going against a Boston squad that's still looking for wins. They can't find a win. The only team they've beaten in any game is Florida since they've been rolling along. It's just just struggling as this Boston squad. So that's why they've got that one priced as what it is. But Boston's dominated Montreal. It's not even been close. They've won 9 of the last 10 meetings, and Montreal's -200. Man, my heart says I want Montreal to win because I want another Canadian team to make the playoffs, and they're battling. But my little brain over here, and I have the little guy on this shoulder goes, take Montreal, and I'm like, no, you're. And then the dog guy going, God, take Boston. They dominate Montreal at a big plus price. So that one's really tough. It's yeah, if you can find Habs in regulation at -130, I would take that. But you never. These two teams sometimes love to see overtime, so it's like I like Montreal to win the game. I think Montreal wins the game, but how's it go? It probably does hit overtime. So sprinkle on that 60-minute draw. You might get there. It's just I can't chase Montreal with a puck line. Love to, but I just can't do it. And even the book's telling you that you might not want to do it. Another one I'm looking at here is. You look at Ottawa; they're trying to hold down a playoff spot too, but they're not. They're slipping a little. And Tampa's pouring it on 7-2-1. I lean to Tampa there in that one as well. In that in the early spot, and then look at that price on Colorado. Why are they trying to? Anyone want to buy a Colorado car? They're trying to put you right into that seat of the driver's spot in Colorado. It's a second half of the back-to-back. They did come back against Chicago, but only a -140. That line looks fishy. Give me Columbus in that one.
Yeah, from Rod on over to El Nidos.
I will agree with Rod on Montreal, except even if your book does offer the regulation play, I myself always would prefer taking them -1. So yeah, you take them. You just put half your bet on the money line and the other half on the puck line, and that way you cover yourself if it gets into overtime. You can still get the push there, and if they're up 1 in regulation, you can still get that empty netter. So that's why a ton of reasons why I like the -1 better than the regulation play. But either way, whatever you prefer. If you don't like pushes, go ahead and take the regulation play. That will be my free play for this slot.
They're from El Nido. So let's close out hockey with the 8:07s all the way to the 10:37s. We've got Penguins, Blues, St. Louis here, 221, total 196. Preds and Stars, the Stars 280, total of 6. Kings on the road against the Hockey Club. Kings on the road favorite here, $1.24, total 5.5. Ducks and Flames, the Flames $1.54, total 5.5. Jets and Vegas, we got Vegas $1.21, total 5.5. Jets in a tough spot there. Oilers and Sharks, we've got the Oilers 262, total 6.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at a couple games in the spot. You look at your Kings, and they're battling for that first in the Pacific. Man, if they can win first in the Pacific, you're going to end up hosting that first round.
Yeah.
As I have alluded to a few times earlier, that the last thing the Oilers want to do is face the Kings in the first round on their home ice. All three of the previous meetings, the Oilers have had home ice advantage and have won them. I think there's a good shot the Kings get.
I don't know, Rod. In the playoffs, it may not even matter. In the playoffs, it may not even matter. The Kings get swept again.
Kings get swept again. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's one of those things. I think it's a scary proposition. So you look at that. I think the Kings want to keep winning. So but that price on them is a little funky. I know it's getting that price because they have been awful on the road. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, they are the better squad. It's not even close. So do you overthink it? You're getting huge value on the Kings. I'd have to lean to the Kings to get the job done over Utah and continue to win. Road or home or whatever it is, they're still 42-23 on the season and 7-3 in their last 10. Another one I'm looking at here is Calgary. Basically, Calgary's only hope is they're in a must-win spot. They must win. This is like Vancouver yesterday. It was a must-win, and we see what the Canucks did in the must-win. I think Calgary's checked out. That's over. Bye-bye. They had a little trip out on the road, and then they came back, and basically everybody's looking at what the Blues are doing, and they hold the destiny and continue to roll along. Calgary, it's basically, as I said, that must win, and the Ducks are going to spoil the party. Give me Anaheim in that one. Too much plus price to pass up there against Calgary in that one.
Yeah, I guess the word is all they're making their trips. They're planning now instead of the States, they're going to Mexico. Mexico's they're filling up Mexico now.
and then other teams are panicking because they don't want to play the Blues. The Blues have Joe Boo, and they're all everybody's like, oh no, here comes the Blues of old. They just started ripping wins and rolling along. Nobody wants to play the Blues, so in the Central, it's getting a little bit frantic there because we got some tight races. As I alluded to yesterday, Dallas a couple points out of the Jets, so that's another big game you're looking at here. Is this Jets going into Vegas? Jets need to keep winning, but can they beat Vegas? The Oilers did. I would lean to the Jets there at the plus price as well, but that big plus price is telling me that it's most likely going to be Comrie, so I can't touch that until we see who's confirmed in goal for the Jets.
You know, the reason why I'm always down on the Kings is I saw those Stanley Cup teams, and they don't seem to match the defensive style and the tightness and puck security that those teams had. That's why when I see the Kings play, in my mind, I'm saying this doesn't look like a Stanley Cup contender, because I saw the contender, what a Stanley Cup contender looks like. That's why I'm always down. That's why I'm always down on the Kings, because they just don't look the part in my eyes,
But sometimes they don't, and sometimes they just get the job done. They just find a way to win. That's what they've been doing, but they find that way to win at home. So it's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that home ice advantage to give them the boost. So that's the big thing. Make the Oilers have to play out on the road in the first round. A different story. You look at all the games when head-to-head in those series, how many did the Kings win at home? They won more than their fair share at home on their home ice in those series than the Oilers did out on the road.
They were competitive in those road playoff games too. They were just losing a lot of those one-goal close games.
Yeah, one-goal game. Just a bounce went this way and that way, and it just didn't go. There were a couple that were overtime games as well. That could have went either way. So, like I said, as an Oilers fan, it worries me that we have to play out on the road.
I know a lot of purists hate this. I know a lot of purists hate the way the playoffs are structured now with division. I kind of like it, seeing the same team in the division, because it builds some rivalries.
Correct, exactly. So we are getting these built rivalries in this. Some people like the old school 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5, because it. But I think we're getting actually more competitive playoff series this way than what we were the other way. Because sometimes that 1-8 seed, it's not a blowout. That first seed, they get the sweep. Usually it's a 4 or 5 game series at best on that number 8 seed. There's a few times that 8 seed stepped up.
Like the NBA.
Yeah, like the NBA used to be. The first round usually 1 versus 8 usually isn't pretty. You triple up your spot on the NBA there with those first rounds. It used to be first quarter, first half, full game, because it was usually sweeps coming 4-0, 4-0, 4-0 plenty of times in the NBA. But I like it, as you alluded to, way competitive series, and you definitely get some rivalries. If they face for the 4th straight year in a row, Tony, it's gonna be a barn burner.
Oh yeah.
Slugfest, fights, smashing, hitting, blocking. It's because they only start to block shots in the playoffs. Otherwise, they don't block shots all season long.
Because they had a good rivalry during the Gretzky years in the 80s. You know, the Kings knocked them out many times. The Kings knocked them out. The Kings cost the Gretzky a lot of cups.
Oh, tons. Yes, they did. So always a big rivalry between the Kings and the Oilers. So we're looking forward again. It's coming.
It's coming again. It's good television. I'll tell you that. On over to Al.
Yeah, sorry. Got a little distracted with all that. But I like the Blues -1 here. Again, really juicy on the money line. Again, this is probably as far as I'll go with the -1s. You can take them in regulation again if you don't like the pushes. But again, I still like my -1s better. And I agree with Rod. Ton of value on the Ducks. And I like the Jets. I think Hellebuck, it looks like he's expected to go. And I don't see why they wouldn't play him in this matchup. So I'm going to go Jets. And whether he plays or not, actually, I still like the Jets. But, of course, I like them a lot better if he gets the start. Anything else? I think that wraps it up for me.
There you go.
Jets feeling a little worried because Dallas is coming. And they're 11-2-2 in their last few games. And they're only 4 games back of the Jets. And they play once more. And they have a game in hand. So it's basically even. Jets must win. Or guess who they have to play in that first round? Colorado. They'll drop into that second spot and end up having to face Colorado, who swept them out of the playoffs last year. So little pressure on the Jets. They're starting to feel it. I can tell you that locker room's starting to feel it, which is not what you want the Jets to be in a position. They start feeling and feel the pressure. We've seen them completely collapse many a times. Yikes for a Jets fan. Again, they're going to have a great season and get swept by Colorado in the first round.
Oh, no. Not a good thing. All right.
I'm expecting some more competitive series this season. I think it's going to be some good hockey.
I don't think it'll be a sweep that they have to face again. No way. This Jets team with Tanev in there, he's a beast. He'll be running around. Tanev is that guy that he's just like, I just hate you. I'm not even trying to score. And block shots. He's a block shot machine, man. In the playoffs, Tanev, he'll lie down and he's so long and lanky that he'll get in front of that puck. He was the shot blocking leader in the playoffs over the last few years.
Nice. All right, we got you through our hockey. Now it's time for our parlay purple segment where our cappers can give out a parlay. They give out a team player prop, play it straight, peripheral play outside of the major sports, or they can also give us a game in the future. We'll leave that up to the cappers. We start with Rod.
All right, since we were talking about the Jets, it talked me right into the parlay with the Jets. Give me the Jets, give me the Ducks, and give me the Heat. Another 3-team parlay, all dogs for you. Let's get it. As Sean would allude to if he was on the show today, hey, bet those singly. As I said to you yesterday, you were up big money because the Heat were 4 times your money. The Kraken was plus 130. We did drop it with the one we had yesterday. What did we drop it with the Wild? They went to overtime and they lost it in overtime. They win that one, and we definitely crushed the 3-teamer. But if you bet them singly as well, round robin those 3. That's what I like to do when you got big dog numbers like that. Is round robin them, because then at least you get the 2-teamer on the Heat and the Kraken. Yes, they paid nice, so up big off of that one yesterday. Let's do it again. Heat, Ducks, Jets.
There you go from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, I'll give you a little mixed one here. We're going to take UCF with the points. We're going to take the Orioles on the money line and take the Heat plus the points there. And then for your daily baseball prop, it's part of the home run prop video I gave out there, so go check out the other 2. But I'll give you one here. Josh Naylor with the Arizona Diamondbacks hitting against Carrasco. He's had one at-bat at him against, and in that at-bat, he had a home run. He hasn't hit a home run this season. I think he gets his first one here. We cashed with Mike Trout's first one yesterday. This one's at plus 550. So, let's take a shot on Josh Naylor today.
There we go from Chris on over to El Nino's.
Phillies -1. Where'd they go? Just had them. Sorry. Blues -1. I would go Canadians -1. If you want to do NBA instead for that last one, I'd go Bucks first quarter.
from El Nino. Tell you what I like here. I like the over Bucks Sixers with UCF plus the points, and the over in Villanova and USC. All right, we got you through our parlay peripheral segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big week of action with Final Four, a lot of baseball on the board, hockey, NBA, and more. We'll see what Rod's got going on over at Tony'sPicks.com. Rod has put together a good year overall, 2,906 units of profit. Rod, what you got for sale?
And for you over at Tony's Picks, as I said, it's been chilly, so we're looking to come out of the chilly little run there and start to heat back up again. So definitely can't complain about the year we're having so far. When you get these little bumps in the road, time to get it rolling. So I got my 10-star college basketball slam dunk play of the day up there. I will have a couple more in the NBA. I'm actually going to have a 3-pack in the NBA today. Love the NBA action. So be on the lookout for it. But my top play is the college basketball slam dunk play of the day. Love that one. We're on a nice 222 and 177 run in college basketball. Been a great 2025 there. So scoop that one up. And then on the back end, I do have a couple more plays for long-term subscribers. As I said, I will have that NBA 3-pack up very shortly for you. I just have to put it up. I just didn't want to be bashing the keyboard in someone's ear. So that'll be up shortly. I also take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well because you want to be aboard long-term here at Tony's Picks. As you can see, I'm not the only hot capper here at Tony's Picks. And when you're aboard long-term, hey, you get that late steam play or injury play, whatever we say. When a capper puts it in 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time, hey, you get that play emailed directly to you when you're aboard long-term here at Tony's Picks. That's the way to go. Jump aboard long-term. Hit the link in the description. Head on over.
Very good. Yeah, I got on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. Of course, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must earn a profit or amount purchased. We'll be credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Get on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. All right, let's take a look here, and we will see what we got here as we continue here on with our picks. We'll see what Chris has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Chris puts together a profitable year in NBA. Chris, what you got for sale?
Yeah, I got you guys a 3-pack today. I've got a best bet in college basketball. I've got a best bet in the NBA and a best bet in baseball today. Wrapped them all up in a 3-pack for you guys because that's what you guys usually like there for one price. And then, yeah, we're just going to keep on with it's a light card today, so kind of dialed into a couple of games I liked. Now, as we get into these bigger cards, I'll have some more plays for you the rest of the week. But yeah, 2-for-1 capper, 2 people putting money in your pocket makes a lot of sense. So do that. Everybody's on the leaderboard. Everybody's doing really great. And then, you make sure you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Hop on something long-term with me as NBA keeps going here. We see these crazy line moves and stuff with people being out, people being in as they prepare for the playoffs. Same with baseball. We're going to start seeing those TBDs and people being switched and stuff as we progress into the season. So hop on something long-term so I can get you all those late steam plays as well.
Very good. Yeah, get on board with Chris Atkins over at Tony's Picks. You can see he's got his plays up for you. Multi-best bet package there. And MLB, NBA, college basketball here in a 3-pack. Great value there. So get on board with Chris. Individual plays as well from Chris. So get on board. Long-term pass down here as well. 3-day, 7-day, all the way up to a year. And Chris has also put together a season pass just from baseball there. So you can get on board and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, let's take a look and see what El Ninos has got going on over at Tony's Picks. El's put together a good start in Major League Baseball. El, what you got for sale?
Yeah, unfortunately, dropped that single play in the MLB yesterday, but still up there and looking to bounce back today. Got 1 in the MLB, 1 in the NBA, and 3 in the NHL so far. There was an extra one I was starting to type up in the NHL and in the NBA as well. And, those may end up there by the end of the top of the hour, or might sit on them and wait for them to steam up a little bit. And have you check it out on one of those long-term or 2-for-1 capper passes. Definitely your best way to go, your best deals, and you get all those team plays, which, as you mentioned, can be pretty valuable. We can get some pretty valuable information late this time of year and anytime really in the NBA and all these sports with the pitching changes, the injuries, all that stuff. So make sure you grab a long-term 2-for-1 capper pass.
Very good. Yeah, I got aboard with El Ninos. His one-day passes are loaded here. The NHL, baseball there, NBA, a hat trick from the NHL from El Ninos. Of course, the long-term passes include the late steam plays. Our member plays are in by 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we can continue handicap throughout the day and night, looking for winners for our long-term subscribers. We can load plays in 10 minutes, between 10 minutes and 2 hours for game time. Those are late steam, and those are emailed directly to your inbox using the email you use when you sign up for service. Service that I don't see offered anywhere else. It's the late game service here at Tony's Picks for the long-term subscribers. So go ahead and get signed up. All right. I've got best bet on the board right and now over at Tony's Picks right now. I've got a best bet on the board right now. So get on board with me at Tony's Picks and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save that 15% off. Looking for more plays for you here throughout the afternoon. Guys, we're with you here Monday through Friday here at 9:30 a.m. each time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us to get the plays. You want to get the plays right away, right? So that's the way you want to do is you want to make sure you set those notifications here as I type in the YouTube channel so we can show you what it looks like. So I know a lot of you guys watch us here off the stream, but head on over to Tony's Picks YouTube channel here on the YouTube channel. We'll show you how it looks like so you can get around and over. You can see over on our channel. We've got our archive here. If you want to happen to catch the latest show, our live show archives right here for you. Also, our happy hour show here. I don't know what Ramon's doing there. It looked kind of funky there. I don't know what he's doing. It looked kind of strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird look there. All right. But anyway, at the happy hour there, we're every day, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Even Ron's laughing. I look kind of funky there. But anyway, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Check out the happy hour.
He's showing you how to grip that torpedo bat. He's gripping the torpedo bat. Yeah, he's showing how they grip the torpedo bat. That's what it is.
That's what it was. All right, that's what it is. Good response there, Ron. All right, so check out the happy
Thanks
hour.
for clarifying, Ron.
No problem. It's a torpedo bat grip.
5 p.m. Eastern time there with late picks, right? We got a lot of the changes that happens between now and 5 Eastern. They'll keep you up to date with all the changes, pitching changes, goalie changes, ins and outs from baseball. Guys slip in the shower and miss baseball. Miss games that happen. So we'll find that out on the happy hour. Tune in. Also, when you click our video tab, you'll be able to check out all of our on-demand content. So you can see Al Ninos is looking for those underdogs for you every day. Chris with some baseball in there. Also home run props, major baseball props from Chris in there. David Racy is coming back here with some NHL parlay. All that writing he's doing is he's calmed down now, so we're gonna get more consistent videos from him. David told me that the other day. Then there, Hot Rod's got you covered on the ice, going going more in depth here with the NHL here for today's big card. I got my NBA, I got my college basketball in there as well, baseball. So check me out there over on the on-demand section at Tony's Picks. We get a shorts there. We'll get the shorts usually come in a little later in the evening. Hey, Brian Biller came in with a UCF Cincinnati play there. We often see Nick coming in as well. Also, we got our man Doubles coming in with some baseball there. So, guys, check them out there over on our Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Lots of great content from our cappers contributing there on the channel. All right. Of course, Rod, you got that hockey covered on Tony's Picks YouTube as well as that happy hour Monday through Friday.
Yeah, definitely. If I missed the hockey game, I got you covered over on the YouTube channel there. And then definitely tune in 5 p.m. Eastern to the happy hour show. We'll try to get you all the latest info in the NBA. Sometimes the way it's been going right now is right to tip off. But we'll have all the latest goalie news, pitcher news. Tune into the happy hour. We'll get some more winners flowing there. Love that show in the afternoon. So definitely tune in Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, here for the happy hour.
That's right. Just want to make note, Ron Hahn is part of our team at Tony'sPicks.com. He runs our chat for us in the morning, guys. So check out Ron Hahn over at Tony's Picks. Appreciate his work in the chat, keeping it rolling for us. So check him out over at Tony's Picks. Great handicapper there as well. Okay, so Chris, we can catch your content over at Tony's Picks. We see all those MLB props and more.
Yeah, definitely doing the 3 home run props a day. Like I said, we cashed Mike Trout, cashed one the other day. So yesterday was plus 425 with him. So even though we dropped the other 2, we were still up. We've got 3 more out there today. I'm looking at these matchups and doing all the numbers and everything. Our strikeouts, Cease hit right at 7 strikeouts, so we didn't get him. Hit right at the number. The other 2 hit. So yeah, I'm just going to keep looking for props on those guys. I enjoy those a lot, just playing those singly. Don't parlay them. You're already getting enough plus money with the home runs. You can just do one of those. It hits, and you cashed. And then, yeah, I've got NBA out today. I've got you a video there. I've got you a baseball pick out today as well. And as we get more into this, then I'll continue to give you more of those. And yeah, Mr. Whiskers, I'll wear a Reds hat next time I'm on. I don't care if they're winning or losing. I've got a bunch of Braves hats, and we see how they're doing. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll wear a Reds hat for you next time, Mr. Whiskers, in one of the videos just for you.
Well, the good news is all what Detroit did after they got pounded by the Dodgers, right? So there'll be some value on Atlanta coming back home there. So that might be the way to play it here. And I thought they were dead last night, and they getting late inning magic by this Dodger team. Oh man! On over to Al. Of course, you're always looking for those dogs.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see those Dodgers pull that win off yesterday. Another crazy one, but we'll take it. Yeah, looking for dogs. Unfortunately, rough one yesterday, but we're looking to bounce back. I know I didn't give many sides in the MLB today, but I do have 2 up there on that video in baseball. So go check that out. It's 2 MLB, 1 NHL today. Sorry, no NBA, but we'll make up for that tomorrow, I'm sure.
There you go. Just give them the underdogs. It cash is the same, but we got a lot of sports to choose.
We got money lines today, so
there we go. Cash is the same. All right, guys, with you here on the Tony's Morning Show every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. Stay tuned for the happy hour, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, not 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time with Rod and Company there. All right. Before we go, anybody have anything to say before we close it out?
Make it a winning day, guys.
All right, absolutely.
Byron Buxton of the Twins. He's going to get 2 hits today, plus 330.
There you go from Rod plus 330 there on Byron Buxton. All right, we're going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys making a winning day. We'll catch up with you tomorrow here on the Tony Fix Morning Show.